Now you are a free agent. So
Uh-huh.
let's start right there. Your non-compete is up. The world is
hmm
your oyster. What is next for AJ Francis?
Big things happen for big people. You know what I'm saying? You know that. When you put good energy out in the world, good energy comes back to you. And I've made a lot of friends and connections in this business. And one thing that I always wanted to do was go and wrestle at TNA. You know what I'm saying? Growing up as a kid, a lot of my favorites from WWE would go to TNA. And then I also discovered people that I didn't know existed in wrestling until I watched them on TNA, like AJ Styles, like Samoa Joe, these guys. So it's like uh, they got a big show, Hard to Kill, Las Vegas, January 13th. You ain't never got to tempt me with a good time to go to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So I decided I'm gonna pull up there. I'm gonna be with my personal DJ Whoo Kid. It's gonna be a good time, man.
Hey, DJ Whoo Kid is definitely a friend of the show, a buddy of mine personally for a long time. I mean, you got your personal DJ. Whoo Kid has just demonstrated a huge love for wrestling. We've seen him all over the place. AEW, we've even seen him do some things backstage for WWE. What is his role going to be like at TNA? What's he doing there? What y'all got cooking? What do we expect, man? What can we look forward to?
Well, some people have a personal counsel, a wise man. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a manager. Some people have. He's my personal DJ. He's there for me personally. You know what I'm saying? So anything that I need, he can take care of it. Just like when we host a party. Not to mention, he's on the song, my brand new single, "We Outside," streaming on all platforms. He's on the song. He helped put the song together, and you know what I'm saying? Like he spins it on Sirius XM Shade 45 every weekend. You know what I'm saying? He plays it at all the parties. When Snoop had his party at 11 for, I believe it was, oh yeah, it was for Art Basel. He had his party at 11 in Miami. We shot a music video in there. Snoop came through. It was a good time. So anytime DJ Whoo Kid can get involved in anything with you, you got to let it happen. You know what that is. I mean, you know the man.
Hey, DJ Whoo Kid, always up for a challenge, always up for a party too. Maybe more than anything, obviously makes sense with your freestyles, with your music. If you got a personal DJ to maybe
hmm
escort you to the ring. Let me ask you a question. Have you had him inside a wrestling ring at all?
Inside the ring yet? We working on that. We working on that. But he's been in one before. He's been in one before. We working on the other part. He actually just spent some time. He was at my house last week in Orlando when we did the Cheese and Citrus Bowl, and he was there, and we was talking about getting him in the ring. I'm getting him to do a couple things. So next time he comes to Orlando, we definitely gonna be in the ring.
Oh, you already know. And that takes me exactly to where I was going next. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. I was so jealous of you, Cheez-Its, being like one of my favorite snack foods. The Citrus Bowl,
I'm personally a white cheddar guy.
yeah, nah, regular for me or extra toasty is the move, my
Okay,
friend.
oh, extra toasty, respect.
But obviously the Citrus Bowl, one of the biggest bowl games in college football. You
Yeah.
are the official title holder. I'm assuming they selected you because they know you're a Florida guy, because they know you're a wrestler holding the title belt and
hmm
securing it for to present to the winner. I feel like that made sense. But how did you get mixed in with the Citrus Bowl? How'd that come to be?
It was cool. My buddy Jordan, he does a lot of stuff with Florida Citrus Sports. They do the Citrus Bowl, they do the Pro Bowl, any big event in Campton World or in Orlando in general. They do a lot of cool events. And my buddy was like the director of the whole thing. And he was like, "Yo, I got these videos I want you to do. We're giving away the title belt. The MVP is gonna get the title belt. So it's like we want you to give the belt to the MVP, and we want to shoot social media videos and be on the sideline, do the thing with Ched Z. Ched Z is the name of the mascot, the cheese mascot. He's unhinged. He does everything. It was crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if it's this. It might be the same guy for the Pop Tart costume, and it would make sense if it
Yeah.
was. You know what I'm saying? It was the same building, so it might be the same guy. Either way, the guy's crazy, man. He does everything. It was just so much fun to be there. And then Nico ended up winning the MVP. He was his first start in college, and he went crazy. And I got to kick it with him and his pops after the game. So it was a really cool experience. Shout out Florida Citrus Sports. Shout out Cheez-Its. You know what I'm saying? The Citrus Bowl. Shout out everybody. That was a good time.
Dude, I was so jealous of the Cheez It Bowl. I'll tell you another person that was probably extremely jealous too. Coach Mike Loxley, the head coach of Maryland,
Oh,
after winning the
Lux.
Duke's Mayo Bowl last year and getting doused with mayonnaise, I'm pretty sure he probably would have preferred a Cheez-It bath, Lox being a good friend of yours.
Yeah, Locke's good people's, man. It's funny because, like, you know, Locks has always wanted that gig at Maryland, man. You know what I'm saying? Was Locks there when you were there too?
I miss Lox. I miss
Oh, you
Lox.
missed Locks. You missed Locks. But yeah, no, Locks is good people, man. I know he was there before you because, you know, he was there with Fridge. Shout out
Yeah.
Fridge, by the way. You know what I'm saying? And it was a good time, man. Like, he's always fun. He cares about the community. He cares about Maryland. He's not at Maryland to get the job at Alabama. He's at Maryland because he wants to be at Maryland. You know what I'm saying? And that makes a big difference. He can recruit, you know, all the names of all the great players he recruited, from Stephon Diggs to Vernon Davis. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's exactly what we need there.
Exactly. I'm with you, my man. Well, let's shift gears. Still staying within football, though, from college to pro. You played in the NFL for 6 years. You were a starter. You played for the Washington Commanders now.
Yeah, you better get it right.
Yeah. The Miami Dolphins. I mean, you played for some great teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Obviously, we saw the Buffalo Bills defeat the Dolphins to take that 2 seed, knocking the Dolphins to the 6 seed. We got some power games coming up, man. Wanted to get your thoughts on maybe the Bucks and maybe the Dolphins, who maybe is going farther in the playoffs, and how this postseason is going to look.
So look, man, before the season started, I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. That was my pick. I thought it was going to be Lamar Jackson's year. I've proven to be correct so far. I think that the Dolphins can beat anybody. They got enough offensive firepower. If they're clicking on the right day, they can beat anybody in the league. But they haven't been able to a lot recently. And on top of that, their first game is against Pat Mahomes, who's the only person that I would pick over the Ravens if they were to face each other. So I don't think that the Dolphins are going to win their first game. But then you look at the Bucks, like, they're in the playoffs, but they're barely in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are they going to be able to stand up to the pressures of the playoffs? But I personally, not on the field. On the field, he makes great plays too. But off the field, I love Baker Mayfield personally. I think he's great, right? I always have. So, you know, you kind of want the Bucks. I want the Bucks to win. I want the Dolphins to win. You know, it'd be good for both of them. But I don't think either one of them's going to win that first playoff game.
All right. Well, picking against both your former teams, let's ask you about the third. Washington Commanders just letting go of Ron Rivera. What does the future look like for the team? Where does Coach Ron end up next?
If he's smart, on a beach somewhere with a big cigar and a drink in his other hand. If he's smart, all these coaches that made all this money, man, and they sit there, they working themselves to death. He gonna get a job if he want it. I mean, being a football coach, when you've done the things that Ron Rivera has done in his career, you'll get a job. Like, he might not be a head coach again. He might go back to being a D coordinator, but he gonna get a job if he want one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to. So, but if I had his pockets, you know what I'm saying, I'd probably be chilling. You know what I'm saying? That man, he been getting some good cheddar for a long time. You feel me? So I'd be chilling. But I think he's gonna bounce back, man. He's gonna be a D coordinator probably next year somewhere in the NFL. And if he wants to really add stress to his life, he can get any college football job he wants.